Hello everybody, so today I'm just going to do there's no plan really. There's just a few things I want to talk about. Some of them about plans I've got in the future, some of them about things I'm trying out, and a couple of things as well about comments I get that I frequently get asked. And I'm going to sort of explain things a little bit further. The first thing I wanted to do though is I'm going to cut to the main event. The main thing I wanted to talk about today was live streaming now. As you may know, a couple of weeks ago I did sort of a test live stream. The picture quality wasn't the best, but it was okay to watch, and I did about 10 minutes, and I figured out that despite having the world's slowest internet connection, the live stream actually did work. So what I wanted to do was, I was planning on doing a proper live stream for at least an hour, but I hit some problems. The main problem I've got is, obviously, most of you are in the United States of America. Now, I don't hold that against you personally, it's not your fault, but the main thing is, America are behind the UK. In more ways than one. No, but in all seriousness, all joking aside, there's about a 5-hour time difference between where I am and Eastern Time USA, which is the furthest ahead. So what that means is, if I wanted to, say, do a live stream at, 6 p.m. around that time of day, for most of you, so that's going to be either the morning or dinner time, which probably isn't the best time to do a live stream. Now, the solution to this would probably be to say, right, I'll do it at something like 3 a.m, and that'll give people... If you're on the East Coast, that'll be like 10 p.m. For people further afield, it'd be like evening. But the problem with that is, I've got my computer set up in my bedroom, and I have a next door neighbour whose bedroom is literally one wall between us, because obviously the houses are joined together. And he's not elderly, but he's an older person, and I know he goes to bed early, so I don't think it's really fair for me to be doing a live stream at 3 a.m. while he's sleeping. All he can hear through his wall is me going, "My God, what a chair shot!" It's probably not practical. Now, I could move my computer to the other side of the house as well. But the issue I've got with that is, where my computer's sat now, it's in the prime spot to get the best internet connection from what is pretty bad Wi-Fi, I'll admit that, but if I was to move my computer to the other side of the house and plug everything, move it, it probably would work temporarily, but the problem is, I don't know if I'll get the same Wi-Fi connection, and I don't think I can afford to lose any more picture quality. You're probably looking at 5 pixels for an hour, which the quality's not going to be as good, obviously, but I've got to draw the line somewhere. So the reason I wanted to do this was, if you'd be interested in seeing me do a live stream, just tell me where you live, what time zone you're in, and what time would be acceptable. What time would you actually watch a live stream? Because obviously there's going to be a part where you say, well, I'm doing this in the day, I can't watch a live stream then. Because to be honest with you, nobody's going to be able to watch the live stream. I don't see the point in doing one. I might as well just do a stream and just upload it. Because the idea was that people would get in the comments and everything. And again, I always like to try new things out, and I think it's something that I've been asked about it a long time ago, and I've always said, I shouldn't do one. But do you know what? I really want to try one. So probably the latest I could do one is probably 9 p.m, which if you're on the East Coast of the United States, that would actually be 4 p.m. in your time. I was thinking maybe Sunday, because obviously people do work Sundays, but for the most part, if you had to guess, you'd probably say Sunday's the day that people are most likely to watch. But again, if you're interested in a live stream, let me know where you live, let me know what time. And if you're not interested and it's the last thing you want to see, then please, by all means, let me know that as well. But even if there's 2 or 3 people that are interested, I'll happily even just try it out for once. But yeah, hopefully, we can sort something out and I can do a proper live stream for an hour, and maybe it even becomes a regular thing. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to move on now because I wanted to also talk about the conversion guide to convert created wrestlers from SVR06 to work in SVR07. To be honest, I was actually quite surprised at how many people watched that all the way through. I wasn't expecting too much. I thought it might be a handful of people. About just over 100 people watched that, which I know it's not viral numbers, but most of you watched for quite a good length of time, which tells me that most people were interested in it. And I've actually had a few people want the guide off me. I've sent it out to a few people through email. If anybody wants that guide, there's no charge for it. It's completely free. I'm not asking for a donation or anything if that was putting you off. If you just send me an email, passiongamingemail@gmail.com, you want that guide, I'll just send it to you. I want to send it to as many people as I can. Now, I was going to try and do it for multiple games because I had this idea in my head that because it worked for 06 to 07, that I should be able to do it for most of the PS2 games because you'd think they'd be the same. So with that in mind, I downloaded... Oh, sorry, no. Sorry, no, I obtained a legal copy of SVR 11 and bought it, so all relevant copyright holders got their relevant money. If anybody out there is downloading illegal games, then I'm afraid that I'm ashamed of you, because I'd never do such a thing. But I got SVR 11 for the PS2 to use on the emulator, and I thought, let's see if it's the same. And the problem was, when I started moving the digits around, I noticed even though moving it in a certain direction moved the thing on the screen in the right direction, the numbers weren't the same, the morphing wasn't the same, so I think there may be a cut-off point to where I can convert stuff. I'm going to still keep trying. I'm going to see if SVR 08 works. I may even see if the original SVR game works as well. I'm going to try everything that's there, but I will warn you that I might not be able to do it. But if I can, I'll come up with a new guide and we'll see how much we can convert, and hopefully we'll get as many games done as we can if it's possible. But it might not be possible, so that might be something that doesn't happen. Another thing I wanted to talk about was modding. Now, I don't get asked as much as I used to, but I've seen a couple of comments recently asking about making mods and things like that. And I've said this quite a few times before, I don't understand modding. I did try, and I believe a few months ago, I may be misremembering how long ago it was, but I did mention to someone that I am going to try and see what I can do with modding, maybe watch tutorials, maybe see other people do it. I've really tried, and I did put quite a few hours into looking at videos, into looking at guides online, people that have done it, little bits of advice of programs and everything. And to be honest with you, it may as well be written in Chinese because I just really can't get my head around it. So in terms of modding the game, I'd love to do it in terms of creating matches and things, you know, when I record matches, because I think it'd obviously make the thing better if I could mod things into the game, and it'd probably make my life easier with editing stuff. I could probably put the music in and not have to really do anything, but I think it's not going to happen because it's just, again, you know, some people have different skills and it's just a skill I don't possess. But there is also a reason why I don't like modding when it comes to creating people, and the reason for that is I remember when I was a small boy and I used to go onto the, was it cause.ws forum, and it used to have all the things, and I'd go, great, all of these things I can make, and I'd find something I liked, I'd look at the picture and I'd go, that looks incredible, I'm going to make that on my PS2. And then I'd start putting all the digits in, I'd get 20 minutes in, and halfway down it'd say, layer 14, use layer modifier to do this, and you go, bastard, because I can't do that. So you've just wasted your time. I don't want it to be like that. I want everybody to be able to make this. So, yeah, modding's probably not going to happen. Incredible stuff what people can do. It impresses me when I see some of the things people have made. I wish I could do it in all honesty, but I just think I lack the skills, and I don't think I'm going to live long enough to learn how to do that. And I don't think anybody would ever have the patience to try and teach me how to do it. So it's probably not going to happen with modding. One thing I have got planned with the PSP. Now, you notice that I show the advert at the end of my video saying if you want a save file, I can't do PSP save files for the American version of the game because I only have a European PS2. But I just had a bit of a brainwave this morning and I realised that I actually have a FreeMcBoot memory card and I have a copy of the American version of SVR06 on PS2. Now, that's only half the battle, but obviously because I have the American version on PS2, if there was some way I could mod my PSP and play the American version through that, then it's possible that I may be able to start doing save files for the American version of the game on PS2. Again, another idea that I've not finished, I've not tried it out. It might happen, it might not happen, but I just thought I'd tell you about that. Anybody's got any tips or anything, feel free to share them, it'd be much appreciated. And the final thing before I go, one other thing I wanted to talk about is the situation with the list and the requested cars, which is great. I'm still getting plenty of requesting, and since I've implemented one request per person, I shouldn't say this because I'm really jinxing myself and tempting fate, I'm going to say it. The list has stayed roughly 20 something names on it. But to be fair, I've been going through, and as I've gone through them, it's stayed roughly at that length. So hopefully, this system is going to continue to keep working, and I'll never have to close the list again. I shouldn't really be talking about that, because it's bound to fucking happen now, but hopefully it won't. So yeah, keep your requests coming in. Everything's going well. Done a random match Monday. I think it's already up by the point. If not, it's a bumper edition this week. I decided to do 3 matches. But yeah, the main part of this really was about the live stream. And again, if you'd be interested in seeing a live stream, let me know where you are, what time you'd be interested in seeing it. There's got to be a cut-off point where you'd be like, I'm not staying up that late or I'm not watching it that early. But that was the main purpose of this. Apart from that, guys, that's it for today. Appreciate you watching. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.